Oh, I was digging the Trekkies. That's kind of hot.
Hola,
I should have jumped
amigos.
in with my work uniform.
Yeah. Hey, hola, amigos, and welcome to Mark Out. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear James Extreme Jim House Sorno.
Idiot.
It's James Sorno's birthday. Happy birthday, amigo.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the love. It's awesome. It's awesome. Woo! Getting older. Still ticking, though. Tony Stark in it, baby.
Tony Stark in it. Whoa.
That's right.
It's not really thunder. Whoa. You hear that? It's the God of Thunder. Zeus King
Did you
Dark.
shake a maraca at me?
I think you did. Damn.
It's the skull shaker. It's the skull shaker.
How the effects, how the budget for the effects of the show have fallen.
when my energy goes down, so does the.
Man, brutal.
Oh man. Hey James, happy birthday! We're so happy to have a bit of your birthday celebrating with us.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here another year. Yet again, I defy the doctor, so that's good. We'll be doing this a little bit much longer because I don't go in until the 26th of July for surgery. So there'll be a few more Mark Out Manias going on until then, at least, definitely. But yeah, it's good. It's all good. I'm happy to be here with you, Pedro, and the soon-to-be graduate Zeus. The Road Warrior scholar over here, smart bastard.
I am a graduate. I just have not received my diploma yet.
Oh, my bad. Excuse me, the graduate. Fucking pomp and circumstance, Remember Randy Savage cape that says Zeus King Dark. I can't wait for you and Tanahashi to cut promos at the ceremony. That'd be kind of hot.
Oh man, can you imagine Tanahashi dressed like the Macho Man, like with the cape and everything?
Oh yeah.
He's coming back to the U.S. He's actually going to be in Impact.
What?
Oh,
he's wrestling at that.
Impact?
Yeah, he's wrestling at that. Let's see. It's the TNA Multiverse United.
Lord.
August 20th in Philadelphia.
Are they gonna surprise put the title on him or something? Or?
I'm sure they're probably begging him.
Please. You would think, right?
Put some shine on this belt.
Please, Tanahashi, please. Oh my God!
Shine on our ugly belt.
Well, see, at least in TNA he has a chance of winning. Yeah, because if Forbidden Door in AEW, he's got a job. So.
Oh man! So since TNA Impact is now out here in our discussion, so they had some news last night, right? What happened?
I don't know.
Steve Macklin lost the belt.
Mac and cheese no more.
Mac and cheese no mo.
No, Zeus, come on, Zeus, you got to give it to us.
Steve Macklin.
There you go. It's no longer the champion.
Who's the champ? Steve Mac and cheese. No more macaroni art on the belt.
Nope. B. Brian Bell, what's going on? TNA, yeah. AEW, yeah.
Well, I mean, now, so they put the belt on Alex Shelley.
Oh,
right, which is weird.
So here, I have a lot of questions. Okay, so they were building up. Okay, first off, they fed so many people to Macklin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel pretty certain the plan all along was Macklin was going to take the belt off that one guy. What's his name? The one who got injured.
Oh, the walking weapon.
The walking weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel pretty certain their plan was to have Macklin take the belt off this guy, and so he was getting the belt one way or another, and they fed so many people to build him up to it when he's a nobody. Like Steve Macklin's literally nobody. He was part of the Forgotten Pop, right, James?
Yeah, he was nobody then either.
I mean, I didn't even remember him. So I had to look up who he was.
Right,
but,
we all did. Yeah, we were
like, yeah. So they just put the belt on him in the last 2 months, like, and now, so I was like, well, they're not going to feed this many people to him for no reason. They're going to keep the belt on him for a while because this is what they do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now the belt is off of him, and it's not on. They're building up him versus Aldis, but they swerve, have him lose the title to Alex Shelley.
The only thing I can think of is that he got hurt. This was out of injury. It had to be done due to injury. That's the only way it makes sense to me.
I mean,
because we're not build it up to him and Aldis.
We're not seeing that though. We're
Right.
not seeing anybody saying that he's hurt.
Right.
Because when Walking Weapon was hurt, everybody right away. Oh, he's hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, not Steve Mac and Cheese.
No. Yeah, but Steve Mac and Cheese dropping it to Alex Shelley makes no fucking sense. None.
But it didn't make any sense putting a belt on him in the first place.
That is true.
True. Like, kind of like what you had said that, you alluded to that, that there's so many kind of, free agents and people are in danger of leaving and, where the fuck's he going to go?
Yeah, I mean, Impact's always in a weird situation, aren't they? Like people
and
are
there's no more moves. He's gone. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, the days of like AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, this and this, all that stuff is so long ago, right? Like they just don't have a consistent cast anymore. It's just these people. Their consistent cast is Eddie Edwards and maybe Sammy Callahan or whatever. Like they got shit people to choose from. Like
Trey Miguel, that's it. Yeah.
Well, but I mean, it's the same people who can't, latch on anywhere else.
Yeah.
And I mean, with MLW not being desirable to go work there. NWA is just a total fucking garbage, dumpster fire.
Wait a minute, Zeus. Hold on, Zeus. You cannot say anything bad about the world's greatest tag team in the history of tag teams. Hold on.
Yeah, one of the forever.
They're going to be remembered forever.
Forever.
They're going to be remembered forever, and they had to have their names etched on there because I can't remember Dick Murdoch Jr.'s partner.
For fucking Trevor Murdoch and fucking Mike Knox.
He wishes he was
Mike Knox.
Brian Bell said they spent 2 years building him up only to lose in his second defense, the TNA way.
They spent 2 years with building him up? Really?
Yeah, I mean, they fed a lot of people to Macklin. Yeah, exactly. You're horrible.
Did that happen?
You're horrible.
I never heard of him until he changed his name there.
I mean, I don't know why we don't even watch it. None of us even watch it.
Makes you almost want to believe that Trevor Murdoch and Mike Knox is like more over than fucking Steve Macklin. That's brutal.
Can you imagine the state of things where you're like, man, I almost wish they put the Impact title on Trevor Murdoch.
I wish they put the damn.
All I know is that Crockett Cup that just happened last weekend was a fucking farce.
Who should they put it on, Zeus? Willie Mack?
No, I think they should have put it on Kushida when they had a chance. Now, Willie Mack. Why not? Willie Mack.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Hey, we all like Willie Mack.
Willie Mack.
Why not?
We all do.
When I saw Willie Mack, he had the NWA national title. It was awesome.
Yep.
Seeing it.
I love the
belt.
Yeah, I held that shit. It was nice.
James got to hold the belt.
You know, I think it would be interesting if you turned Willie heel and had him a good manager. So he didn't have to talk a lot, you know?
Yeah, true. My mouthpiece?
My God, if Gary Hart was still alive,
Rush. This is,
you know, if Gary Hart, can you see Gary Hart managing?
That would be
God,
awesome.
it would be incredible, man.
That would be awesome.
That would be phenomenal.
Yes.
Hello? Oh, okay.
But
that would be awesome. Awesome to have Gary Hart manage the Mac. Oh my God.
You know, sadly, I had to see Willie Mack lose the national title.
Oh, that's right.
To Colt
Who did
Cabana.
he lose it to? Colt Cabana.
That's
right.
Because I was so shocked. So,
Colt
you know,
Cabana.
like, Colt Cabana's another guy. I missed his career, really.
Yeah.
And even, you know, like, he's a nice guy and all, but, like, you know, I didn't know his finisher. So, like, when he did that thing, I'm like, okay, this is weird. And
His
then
best days of Wrestling Society X.
And I'm like, what? I'm like, that's a finishing move. I'm like, it's just like a weird slide pin thing. I was like, okay, and I'm like, boo.
Hey, you know, James, you mentioned Wrestling Society X. I know you've said this before, but it's so weird that you take Wrestling Society X, then you take MTV's Next Wrestling Experiment, which was that Lucha Libre USA thing.
Yeah, that was another one. Yeah.
You combine those and you end up with Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Like
I always said that Wrestling Society X, it was the precursor to Lucha Underground. Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
It was.
I mean, the setting and everything.
Yeah, everything. Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, how were I never saw that either. How were they with like vignettes and things? I mean, was that?
Oh, I mean, the production was cheap as fuck, Zeus.
Yeah, but the atmosphere and the way everything was set up, it was Lucha Underground. They had the band playing in the background up on top. They didn't have any barricades in between the fans and the ring. So it was open. It was, you know, it was a very intimate setting. It was just like Lucha Underground, very intimate setting, and the matches were fucking ridiculous.
Well, and the shows were like 30 minutes long. They were super short. I mean, they're ADHD editing. Like, you know, it's for people who are probably.
It was MTV style editing. Yeah, it was MTV style editing. Yeah.
Now, Zeus, if you were just going to watch one episode of Wrestling Society X, this is just my opinion. If you're just going to watch one episode, watch the very last episode with the Vampiro El Mesias exploding coffin match thing.
Oh my God.
Because not because it's a good match, but you watch it because the hilarity of the CGI explosions and stuff. It is hilariously cringy bad. It's funny.
Oh, speaking of Vampiro, guess who showed up at the end of the Crockett Cup?
I heard he made an appearance. Ooh. Yeah,
Vampiro.
What did he do at the Crockett Cup? I didn't hear about this.
Like showed up and cut a promo or something.
What's he gonna do? Is Vampiro gonna like wrestle in the NWA?
Maybe.
I don't know. Well. Hey! Finally, Ricky Morton turned heel at the Crockett Cup. So who knows?
No. He turned heel in 1990. This is not a finally.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's been so long, you know. It was always cock and balls, and okay, I'm 75 years old, and I still got tie-dye.
He joined the York Foundation.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, I remember that.
Richard Morton and Thomas Rich.
Yeah, I remember.
Terrence Taylor.
Yeah.
I believe they were WCW 6-man champs.
Mm.
No.
Fucking cock and balls on his son. Cock and little pee-pee.
Holy shit, James.
Damn.
So we know that Tyrus the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, who, if you're not a fan of him, you're not a fan of real wrestling, according to Billy Corgan. So we know there's no bigger matchup in wrestling than Tyrus versus Vampiro for the 10 pounds of gold.
It's probably more like, it's probably like 8 pounds of lead and with a quarter pound of gold plating on it.
What's Vampiro going to do though? Like
play my
what?
fucking music. Where's
like he can't move anymore. He can't wrestle anymore, right? He's done.
Hey, it matches up with the
Well, you remember what he said about his match against Pentagon at Ultima Lucha. He's like, that 13 minutes they cut out was just me trying to get up off the mat, So
I mean, what's that one guy? Eddie Kingston. He can talk, but he can't really move, and he's going to be in the G1.
He's going to be in the G1. What's he going to do in the G1?
Cosplay.
But the Eddie Kingston, honestly, all bullshit aside. Oh my God.
What, James? Have you seen this man, quote unquote, wrestle the past 2 years or so?
Yeah, I saw him live.
We saw him hobbling around in the NWA.
Yeah, well, have you not seen him do his cosplay Puroresu thing?
Yeah.
Have you seen his shitty spinning fist thing? His back fist still,
and a suplex. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he shitted all of it, so he's just gonna do that, and he's gonna get wins, and people be like, "Oh, it's so awesome! He's living the dream." Keep in mind, you know what his Japanese wrestling cred is? Do you know what Eddie Kingston's Japanese wrestling cred is?
What?
His wrestling cred is that he was a fan of the 90s All Japan Wrestling over WWF, over this and this. This is his wrestling cred. Not his accomplishments, etc. Is he was a fan of this stuff.
Are all three of us fans of All Japan in the 90s? Who is it? Come on.
So I mean, we can all compete in the G1, I guess. Although I would,
I guess. I don't mind dropping dead. I have to Rainmaker. That'd be kind of hot. I die in the ring from a Rainmaker.
James died happy today, and on day one.
Day one in the Ultimate Squash match.
I would insist to be against Yujiro or something, so at least a Peter or something could be the same.
Yeah. You try to give me mouth to mouth. It's okay. Damn it, Jim. But I mean, can you imagine if he won the G1 Eddie Kingston? Holy shit. The outrage.
I can imagine anything. I mean, the Zeus, you said it's like one of the more jobber-filled G1s ever, right?
It is the most jobber-filled. It is a jobberific.
Let me ask you something, Zeus. Do you think that there's a possibility that the Yoshihashi push will go all the way to the G1?
Nope.
No?
No, because he can't sell tickets.
True.
Nobody's going to pay to see him face Sonata at fucking Wrestle Kingdom.
That is true. But the absurdity of that push could go that far. I'm hoping it doesn't.
No.
No. Well, it could be Reshu's the son. Fucking Umino. Who knows? G1's a mess this year.
It is. It's I remember when we were kind of bitching about how it was, kind of underwhelming that one year, but it still turned out pretty good. Remember when it just had like 8 people or something?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather
the matches were really good though. Yeah,
I'd rather have that than all these stupid jobbers in there.
Yeah.
We have no more J1.
No.
J1. No more. Although I do like that. Although I would like to see the matchup with homeboy from Noah and Okada one more time. Wouldn't mind seeing them beat the shit out of each other.
For certain, that's happening, right?
Yeah, it's got to happen. I mean, you got to book it that way, you know. Yeah.
Who wins the G1? Like, what's the Wrestle Kingdom match they're going for? Who wins?
Wow. Wow.
I mean, it with the way they're booking stuff nowadays, I mean, it's scary to think about it. But I mean,
well, I mean, who do you want to see beat Sonata?
Anyone?
If he
that's
makes,
what it boils down to.
I don't know if he's going to make it.
That's a good point. Sonata.
He may not make it all the way to the G1. I mean, that's my thought.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is we're getting Evil as never mind.
No, stop.
Okay, sorry. I meant we're getting Eddie Kingston at Wrestle Kingdom.
Eddie Kingston and Suji in the final.
You remember?
James.
Hey, you remember the groundskeeper from the groundskeepers from Major League?
Yeah.
Who the fuck are these guys?
Okay. Yeah, they're shitty.
Yeah, they're shitty. They're still shitty.
Yeah. Oh my stars and garters! What the hell?
James picked out the best modern wrestling finale.
Eddie Kingston versus Suji. There you go.
Well, it could be like one of those 2-day 4-man, like Eddie Kingston versus Yoshihashi the winner to face Okada versus Sonata or something.
Oh god, that just sounds like a fucking mess.
Doesn't it?
I mean, it's like you said. It's. I'd rather have the underwhelming one, like we had a few years ago, but it were good matches.
Oh, they had the block announcements for the G1.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
Anybody got it up?
Guys, I don't know if we talked about this, but Goto and Yoshihashi won the tag team titles, the vacant titles.
Ah, oh, okay.
So A block: Sonata, Shota Umino, Ren Narita, Yota Tsuji, Hikuleu, Chase Owens, Gabriel Kidd, Kaito Kiyomiya. B
That's a
block,
homeboy from fucking Noah.
Yeah, B block: Okada, Yoshihashi, Tangaloa, El Fantasmo, Taichi, Will Ospreay, Great Okan, Genta. C block: Tamatanga, Tomohiro Ishii, Shingo Takagi, Mikey Nichols, Aaron Henare, Eddie Kingston, David Finlay, Evil. D block: Hiroshi Tanahashi, Hiroki Goto, Toru Yano, Tetsuya Naito, Zack Sabre Jr., Shane Haste. Who the fuck is Shane Haste? Jeff Cobb and Alex Coughlin.
Shane Haste sounds like Elmer Pace.
So, James, this answers one of the questions. I thought we were going to get Kiyomiya and Okada in the same block, but they're going to be on different blocks.
They're going to be in different blocks. Yeah.
Is it 4 blocks again this year? Or is it?
Yeah, 4 blocks. ABCD, right, Pedro?
Yeah. 4 blocks. Yeah, 4 blocks. ABCD.
What's the other 2 blocks, Pedro?
Say what now?
What are did you do all 4 blocks?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I guess I must be having internet issues. Sorry. They said there were some internet issues during my stream last night. I haven't had internet issues in so long.
He's been a little bit off today because I can hear it. It's off. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I don't know what to do.
I'm not hearing any problems from either one of you.
No.
But yeah, I did do all 4 blocks. Here, I'll post it in the chat. I'll post the blocks in the chat.
Right.
So.
Suji's gonna win. Because he seems to be like the flavor of the month.
I posted it in there. Y'all can look at it and read it over.
Let's give Suji an ugly gold belt, just like Oscar got. That belt's atrocious. The crowd booed yesterday. That was so funny. Nobody put it over except the announcers. And even then, you could tell they were doing it half-ass. Oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty?
I mean, listen to that A block. All right. Uno, Narita, and Suji, all of them just, a year ago were, in black trunks and booties and losing the, winning or losing the opening match. And now they're in the G1.
Yep.
And I mean, oh my God, that A block.
Brutal,
Sonata has to win that A block. I mean, the only person who could challenge him logically would be the Kiyomiya. I mean, because everybody else in that, they're all,
Well, if you want to set up Kiyomiya and Okada, that means that Kiyomiya's got to win, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And B block. B block, we're going to get Okada versus Yoshihashi.
Yeah, your boy, Zeus.
Oh, my God. That's funny. Isn't that funny? Because, they used to be tag team partners.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be interesting.
That's your boy.
Taichi, Will Ospreay, Great Okan, Kenta. That's a stronger block. What the fuck? Tonga. You got Taichi, Ospreay, Great Okan, Kenta. Why aren't some of those guys in the A block?
A block, yeah.
This is so weird, man. So C block, Tama Tonga, Ishii Takagi, Mikey Nichols, Aaron Hanari, Eddie Kingston, David Finlay, and Evil. D block, Tanahashi, Goto, Toru Yano, Naito, Zack Sabre Jr., Shane Hayes, Jeff Cobb, Alex Cough. God bless America.
God bless America.
There's about
God bless it.
There's like 8 people too many in this G1. This could easily be whittled down to blocks.
Let's see how it plays out. I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Oh man, I just watched the finish to that Alex Shelley Steve Macklin match. Holy shit, that's some cringe.
June 25th in Greensboro, AML is having their confrontation event.
Oh, okay.
And I went to see them in that same venue a few years ago when it was Impact versus AML. Remember when I got the great poster signed by all those people?
Yeah.
And
I remember that.
Yeah, and so so Speedball is going to be there. Some British dude, Pillman Jr. What's his name? The Samoan werewolf. The guy from MLW.
Oh, Jacob.
Yeah. He's going to be there. And then y'all remember Angelina Love, right?
Yes.
Of course.
All right. Well, she's like with this dude now, and he looks like Chris Kattan.
It's she's with Volador Jr.
No, he looks like a younger. Chris Kattan.
Angelina Love.
Real quick here, hang on.
James, the way you said that, Angelina Love.
Angelina Love.
Martin Stone. You guys ever heard of this dude? He's from
Who? Martin who?
Martin Stone.
Never
I
heard
think
of
he
this
used to
guy.
be somebody else. He's facing C.W. Anderson.
God bless you, W. Anderson. Still go for it.
Okay, Psycho Boy Fodder.
What?
Yeah, that's his name. Psycho Boy Fodder. It's Angelina Love and Psycho Boy Fodder against Brian Pillman Jr. and Ari Alexander, mixed tag team. But yeah, he looks like Chris Kattan with duck face.
I feel like having fodder in your name is not a good idea.
It's terrible. It's just.
Actually, speaking of mixed tag teams, next week on SmackDown, you have Killer Cross and Scarlett against AJ Styles and Mia Yim. Aren't you guys excited? Oh.
Is there an angle going on, or?
Yeah, apparently Cross has it in for AJ Styles. I don't know why. Because I guess they need him for something to do.
They got to do something with him. They got to keep him out of catering.
Yeah, exactly. No food for you. Ha!
We don't need Cross. Putting on like 40 pounds of.
No.
George South is facing Joey Janela.
Oh, I hope George South beats the shit out of him. Yeah.
Jacob Fatu is fighting that kid Bojack. That kid Bojack can really move. He's like a super heavyweight. He can really move.
I do not like Joey Janela.
I don't either. Who does?
Yeah, George South should fucking clobber him.
Stands. That's who. Colby Carino's back. He's facing John Skyler, who had a very uneventful run in Impact.
Where my boys at, Zeus?
Who's that?
Where my tag team at? The
Dawsons?
Yeah.
The Dawsons are in a 6-man match or an 8-man match. I don't know. I don't know what kind of match this is. Okay, yeah. No, it's a four-way tag team match. They're facing a team called Skyline. One of the guys is Eric Royal, who's not bad. He's quite good, actually. Then it's also against the Bouncers, and one of them is the Beer City Bruiser. You remember that guy?
Yeah.
And then the other tag team is Zucca King and whoever JAC is. Zucca King he's been in developmental for AML. He's been their Future Stars champion a couple times, and he was the one. You guys remember WrestleCade when we were all watching that Night of Champions, and remember when Big Shane from Ring of Honor, what was his last name? You remember it? Great big dude.
You talking about Shane Taylor?
Yeah. And Shane. Like Zucca King went up to him in the tag team match and like slapped him in the face, and Shane Taylor like punched him in the face and knocked him out and won the match.
Yeah.
So
I got a question for you. How come the Dawson brothers wasn't in the fucking Crockett Cup?
I don't know, man. There wasn't anybody from AML.
Nah, nobody
in the Crockett Cup. So
fuck Billy Corgan.
The Dawsons were, they did win. They were in and won the very first match ever on NWA Power. So,
yeah,
and they were, they were in that what they call it, a wild card tag team match to try to get that last spot in the other Crockett Cup, and then. And then the the Heat Seekers, remember I told you guys that they won that one Crockett Cup that the NWA, the Corrigan regime won't acknowledge.
Yeah.
And and they were in the tournament. They had lost in the opening round. They were one of the final seeds.
Mike Knox and Trevor fucking Murdoch. That's a disgrace.
Oof.
Brian Bell said, "Has anyone heard where the Von Erich boys are rumored to be headed now that their MLW contracts are up?"
No,
I haven't heard anything.
No clue.
No, but I mean, they could kind of go anywhere else they wanted to. I mean,
I liked them in the good stretch of MLW, not in post COVID MLW. Yeah, I don't know what you do with them because they're kind of up there. They're more up there in years than I thought they were.
Well, I mean, they'll if they go to Vince, that they won't know what to do with them. They'll become the fucking jobbers to the stars, and then they go to AEW. They'll be lost in the shuffle. It's a whole hum tag team, so it's
Well, they're not really like.
I mean, with their dad being based out of Hawaii, I mean, they could conceivably go to Japan at least for a little bit. Somewhere.
They could do that. Yeah.
Noah, All Japan or New Japan, any of them would be smart to snag them, especially if they could get snagged up for Tag League this year.
But that would be smart. Yeah.
Let me see.
I'm not looking forward to Tag League. I'm barely trying to conceive this G1 right now. How we living?
So I was just curious, who are the World Tag Team Champions in All Japan? It's a team called Congo, which is Keno and Manobu Soya. I don't know.
Yeah, they're from Noah.
Okay, yeah.
I know Noah.
But I don't know this other guy.
Oh, I don't mean to change the subject, but did everybody watch the Magnum TA episode of Dark Side of the Ring?
No, I haven't.
Oh no.
Oh man, you got to watch it. It's okay. Although I will say this. They barely touched at all him being in a relationship with Tully Blanchard's ex-wife. They barely touched on it. No mention of Tessa, nothing. They glazed right over that. Glazed right over it.
Brian Bell said, I saw an interview with Kevin recently that the family plans to move back. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. I watched the first episode of the new Dark Side of the Ring.
What'd you think, Zeus?
Who was it again?
Candido.
It was Skip and Sonny, the Body Donnas.
Right. Yeah, I thought they were really they glossed over a lot of Sonny's train wreck life.
Thank God, though. Have we had enough of it?
I mean, it sucks, and what happened to Candido, but
that's a stupid way to die, though.
Yeah, but I mean, he was down, heading down a self-destructive path anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, when you got somebody who's actively trying to ruin your life and make you feel like crap all the time, it's. And
I mean, it was sad too because the way they said it, that like one of his main addictions was Sonny. He was addicted to Sonny, and that was his downfall. It's sad. This week is the Graham family.
Oh, okay.
Graham Cracker.
Yeah, the Graham family. Yeah. History of
the Graham family. I thought you said Graham Cracker. I'm like, Graham Cracker.
Yeah,
this week,
wrestling. Yeah,
the secret between graham crackers and wrestling.
Yeah,
s'mores.
Then both his father and his son
committed
suicide.
We've never really had a really good prominent, like documentary on Florida stuff.
No. No, it should be interesting. The thing about the Magnum TA episode was that he had to admit that, you know, he was a shit guy. I mean, here it is. He could barely walk. He couldn't walk. He was half paralyzed, and he's cheating on his wife. How do you cheat on your wife when you're half paralyzed? That was some amazing shit. I was laughing. I was like, wow, that's fucked up.
He had game, James.
Yeah, game. I got a free mustache rides.
They call it Riz nowadays.
Yeah, there you go. So, you know, I'm like, yo, but he was. But now, here's the. I don't mean to spoil it, but here's the one thing that I do not agree with. They were saying that Magnum TA had never gotten into the crash. WCW would have never happened. I call bullshit.
That what?
They said that Magnum TA had never gotten into the crash, right? All the plans would have been fulfilled, and there would have been no reason for Crockett to sell the fucking thing.
Oh,
as a turn, and WCW would have never happened. I call bullshit.
They had to overcome, you know, more than just that. They, you know, if their spending had come around, and you know, I think
I call bullshit on that because he was not the sole reason. Wasn't Crockett trying to expand too much far in fucking Texas, and then he tried to expand to California and didn't work.
Well, they'd always they you know, the NWA had, you know, would go to, you know, those places occasionally. You know, I think it was just like the overspending on stuff like the private jets, and you know, I think they overdid a lot of things, and then some things didn't pan out well. Whatever money they gave Bill Watts, that was trash money.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys remember when I did that, you know, that kind of that fantasy booking thing, you know, where I was talking about it, you know, if Crockett had invested, you know, in in just making a better working relationship with World Class, you know, and just let the UWF die, you know. Because there was just no reason. There's no reason to help them.
No, none whatsoever. Because it was already a sinking ship.
Yeah, and I mean, with the economy of their territory in the crapper, it was going to die anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So the only person that they you know, because really, who's, you know, the top two guys in the UWF. You know, they only got one of them.
Sting.
They got Dr. Death, really.
Yeah, after that.
I mean,
did Sting come out of UWF?
Sting became a star in.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know, and then DiBiase went to WWF.
Yeah, right. $1 Million Man. Yeah. But that's why I call bullshit. I said no. There was no way. I was what if he didn't crash his car, it would still be James Crockett Promotions would still be around? Bullshit. No, I call bullshit.
Well, here's the thing, though, is it if you didn't have to you know, and like I said too, this would have you know, added to the thing. If you bring Sting along slower, Luger along a little slower. Because you probably got to figure that you got to, you know, at least 3 world title reigns for Magnum.
Right.
And
okay, but Zeus, hold on, but Zeus, if Ted Turner wanted to buy a wrestling company, he would have he would have brought Jim Crockett, even if they were making money, because all he had to do was put the right amount of zeros, and anybody would have sold.
Well, right, but you know, and it also goes back to Black Saturday too. If
right,
you know, if that hadn't happened, you know, that was another thing, because Crockett having to pay that $1 million to get the TV spot back, you know, from Vince, you know, that, like you said, I mean, that went into paying for a lot of.
He funded WrestleMania. Yeah.
So
Jim Crockett funded WrestleMania.
That would have had to have been another thing that you know. Because $1 million was a lot of fucking money back then.
Yeah. He funded WrestleMania.
Well, I mean, they say that. I mean, we don't really know how much it cost. That's the whole thing about wrestling. You know, we can say people can say shit, and we don't know because
true.
we'll never see what those books were.
But you know, that's the urban legend that like it was funded by Crockett's Million.
Yeah,
you know,
because that's like what my theory was that if they'd invested in cultivating world class and been able to switch talent, I think it would have been a level of excitement that would have been, it would have still been able to keep it all under the NWA banner.
Yeah, I agree.
If they'd all been if they were all working together,
Yeah. It's a good episode.
Yeah,
I agree, Zeus. No, I agree 100%. I agree. If they'd have cultivated the world class relationship, 100%, and they should have never bought UWF because it was already a sinking fucking ship. They had nowhere else to go.
Yeah, it was gonna die. It was just gonna die, and there was no point.
You could have waited till it died and still take the talent, because they would have been free agents.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
There was nothing because we had the stubbornness of Flair and Dr. Death not wanting to even conceive of jobbing to the other guy.
Yeah.
That's why we never got a UWF NWA World Heavyweight Title unification match, which is stupid because they really should have had Dr. Death win the unified belt, right? And then just call the NWA belt all over again, unified world title, whatever. And then, dissolve the UWF.
Yeah. But it was all ego. Nobody wanted a job to this person. I don't want to put this person over, and it's all ego.
Yeah,
So,
but if which is just yet another reason that of the failure of that merger. But if you think about it, if you have Jim Crockett and World Class still working together under the NWA banner, right, and you're doing a better job of moving the world champion around, from place to place, then the importance of the world class American title is at right. That becomes
you're right.
That becomes the equal of the U.S. title.
Right.
And so then you still have viable promotional champion, and then the world champion. So it's still it I don't know. I mean, I'm just, No.
It's right. It's true. Yeah, because the day, Jim Crockett and Fritz were at least able to work together. So I can see that it's viable. Unlike the other way around, where Bill Watts was a complete asshole.
I mean, but we don't. I mean, I don't know any of that either. But the thing about Fritz, we know Fritz was really adamant about having. He really wanted Kevin and Kerry to be multi-time world champions. And like I said, I think that, barring Kerry losing his foot, if you kept him a little healthier and a little bit more off the drugs, 3 short runs for Kerry and maybe one little run or maybe 2 little runs over a long period of time with Kevin, I think that would have kept Fritz happy enough to stick around.
I could see Kevin going on a run. I could see Kevin going on one of those long runs. I would say like 6 months, 8 months, something like that.
But I mean, the formula back then wasn't made for long term.
Right. But it was possible. You could do it with Kevin. I think he's the type of champion where it could be done with him. I don't know about Kerry.
Well, like I said, if you keep him healthy,
right. If you keep him clean, Yeah.
Because I mean, watch that match where he lost the belt to Flair, and he's just fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean,
his in ring stuff was never questioned. It was everything that led up to it. It was all the other bullshit.
A lot of people think it was. A lot of people have this stuff in their head about how that he wasn't really good in the ring.
That's bullshit. He was good in the ring.
Look, even people our age don't even remember stuff accurately anymore.
No.
I mean, people. I saw a thread yesterday where people were saying that we are in the golden age of wrestling quality. In terms of
it's fucked up.
They're saying like we've never had so much good quality in-ring wrestling like we have currently, week in, week out.
And of course, Jr. tried to say that bullshit a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and of course the reality is different, but they for them this is what they know, and for people our age who are into it, it's what they've revised to be reality or whatever. So, hey, I just want to
feel stupid,
Yeah, I think Kerry was he was awesome in the ring. That's bullshit. So
Brian Bell said, I saw an interview with Flair who said he wanted to feud Ted after Magnum went down, but Ted went to WWF instead.
Be Brian Blair. Yeah.
I mean, that was the thing is, DiBiase was, he was
out. He was like, I'm out.
Was it the Missouri champion?
Some shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because that was a big deal. Because basically, that was Race's territory, right? He was heavily involved with that territory.
Mm-hmm. So he was done. He was out.
He'd beaten Race for titles, just not the world title.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a top contender.
I mean, him and Race were going back and forth for a while, but he was out. He was done. He was out.
Oh, that one thing I watched a while back, Flair versus DiBiase with Dick Murdoch attacking DiBiase and all the blood and stuff. That is like a phenomenal hour of pro wrestling television. So.
Yeah. And now we don't get anything close to that. We get nothing close to that at all.
James, what are you talking about? MJF and Adam Cole had 17-minute segment.
They were listening to you. MJF listened to you, Pedro. He said exactly what you said about Adam Cole last week. His body went soft. He lost his tan. He's pasty. He doesn't do anything anymore. MJF said he was like verbatim. It was awesome. He was channeling his inner Pedro.
I secretly feed MJF.
All MJF needed was a guitar instead of the scarf. It would have been Pedro.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was it started off okay, and then what I don't understand is when Adam Cole starts to cut his promo, it's almost like Cole is lost, and he's never lost at a promo.
It was you know what, James, this occurred to me in a conversation with someone. Is it possible that all the good NXT stuff with Adam Cole, like the promos and stuff, was a result of like stuff being scripted?
You know what, Pedro? That's a good point. That's a good point.
I mean, he came off like a dweeb. Like
he did. He was very unsure what he was saying. It was off. I mean,
the stuff he was saying wasn't landing at all. It was like this very low ball like stuff. Unless the concussion was kicking in while he was talking, but I don't know. But now, okay, James, if he's still reeling from concussion stuff, which I mean, I know that they all are to some extent, but then why is he being positioned for a world title?
You know what? That's a good point. I don't know, but he was very. This is the first time I've seen Cole not sure what he was saying. He was fumbling his words, and like you said, very low ball. I was like, this isn't the Cole that I know.
It was just very weak stuff he was saying.
Yeah, it was weak. Yeah.
I mean, we know I don't like MJF stick at all. He does
we know that. But he's Cena. Pedro, he's Cena. It's the same shit all the time, but it works. It's John Cena. It's the same thing.
You say it works. It doesn't really work. It works for this audience
Right, and that's who right, and
but anything would work for this audience.
That is true.
If it has the logo, it works for the audience. But
hey, fucking Jay Cargill worked for that audience. Look at that, and she's atrocious.
Hey, what are they doing with her after they dropped the?
I heard that a lot of this too is that she needed time off because her body was fucked up. You know, so I think she needs to get her shit together. You know, because I heard she's got all kinds of things wrong with her after this long run that she was on.
Well, you know, let's be honest about Jade. She is not very athletic.
No, that's what makes it even worse.
Well, yeah. If you think about it, she all her wrestling matches have been on television. Have been on AEW television. She's never done any other promotion. This is all she's ever done is AEW. So any training or whatever she's had is basically on the job, right?
Right.
So she is. I guess we can. I feel we can kind of say she's never probably been properly trained.
Well, I think in the last 6 months, I think Bryan Danielson was training her. I don't know if that helped or, but, he was giving her.
What? Bryan Danielson, who's had to retire because of injuries, he's basically inflicted on himself, was training her, and she's now has a messed up body, you say?
I don't know. I mean, 1 + 1 sometimes equals 2. What can I tell you? I mean, yeah. But
she has to take time off, though. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, she's been going at it for over a year. Straight. So her body's beat up.
I know it must be tough wrestling once a week for a year.
Yeah, I got a pose. Oh, I tore my bicep.
I mean,
yeah. It's hard, it is what it is over there.
You hang out with Lux too much.
yeah, maybe. Don't beat me up for this, but there's a discussion that was initiated yesterday about us doing Forbidden Door together. I don't know if I can do that.
Where's it at? Where's it at? I don't know.
It's in Toronto.
You're gonna go to Toronto?
No. I'm going to his house.
Okay. I got it now.
I'm not going to fucking Canada.
That's not that big of a deal, James.
No. But that means I got to sit through another AEW show. You know what I'm saying?
Because my first thought is that I can't get Pedro to come do a fake concert in my city. Okay, he won't even list Buffalo as one of the fake cities on his fake tour for this summer, right? And then you're gonna go to fucking Toronto.
Oh my goodness!
Couldn't even get you to go to fucking WrestleCade.
I know. Tell me about it. So please, I got too excited. Look what happened.
Hey.
No, my friends. Damn.
Zeus,
that's why I hang out with Tanahashi all the time.
Zeus, to be fair, James definitely was going to go to WrestleCade.
Yeah.
I know he was
body got in the
doctors wouldn't let him. They put him in the hospital.
Please.
Yeah. Zeus was like, I'm the god of thunder. I could have jolted you back alive. Right?
Yeah, I know. I'm your defibrillator. Fuck that. Right. You know who's more pissed about anything about that, Zeus? My brother, because he thought he was going to get my ticks.
Oh, man.
He was like, well, you can't go, I'll go. I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, if I'm not going, you ain't going, bitch, so get back. He was more upset than any of us. I want to go. I'm still out of here.
Oh man, that's a whole other level.
James stuck in the hospital and spiteful.
Yeah, fuck that. If I'm not going, no one's going. No, but it's like, do I want to watch another AEW show? The only reason I don't want to watch is Okada, of course. But but you know what's going to happen? He's going to go to an AEW show to job out to fucking Danielson.
No, dude, I don't know if they'll have him job to Danielson, because Danielson seems willing to job to a lot of people. So
Yeah.
I mean, he's jobbed to that fucking Daniel Garcia guy before, didn't he? So
Yeah.
and that guy's shit. So
he's the main attraction at WrestleCade this year.
Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because it's like the theme of the year is like the American Dragon.
He's going to have a match, Jesus?
Probably on the pay-per-view if Cocaine Tony will let him.
That'd be interesting.
Hey, real fast, I want to. Yesterday, my new album came out. Currently, me on YouTube and my Patreon.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Pedro dropping albums.
We had an album release party last night. I want to thank everyone who came by. More people came by than I thought when I was following the thing, because when I got the stats post stream, the numbers were way higher than it's been for a little while. So I guess we had a lot of lurkers, but
the traveling horse.
Several people that I think there's a lot of people that turn it on and just listen.
Yeah,
because sometimes I click to see how many people are viewing it one time, and and it seems like it's just like me and 2 or 3 other people that are
right,
involved in the chat. But
right, yeah, I was just surprised when I saw the numbers, because Twitch gives you the numbers like after your stream, and I was
James,
like, whoa.
He's got this one song. I believe it's the first track on the album, and it's got piano in it. And
it's the second song.
Second song. It's got some piano and some drums in it, and it's a very cool track. That was absolutely my favorite track.
I gotta check it out.
The thing that makes that song is the bass riff, in my opinion. The bass riff makes that song. It's James, think of Janet Jackson's When I Think of You, but a little jazzier.
Okay.
A little bit like that.
Okay. When I think of you, so in the food. Yeah, okay.
Pedro's house music.
Pedro's live, a guest star in the Traveling Horde. Bling, bling, bling.
Oh my God. We're going to take a break before encores. Melina will quote unquote entertain you. The
night the Traveling Horde dance atop of Twitch.
Oh my God. In the aftermath of that Dark Side of the Ring with Chris Candido, a lot of people were bringing up that whole deal with what was her name? Kimona
Wanalea?
Yeah. They're bringing up that whole deal about her dancing on the thing because stuff she said in interviews and stuff. But
yeah,
I don't remember. I don't know exactly what you're talking about.
She claims that they asked her to go out there and do this thing, right? And she said she would do it as long as they don't film her. And then she said they not only filmed her, they put it, they used it on tapes and stuff for years and years. But the thing is, don't you see like the cameraman right in her face, like in the footage?
I'm pretty sure she's looking right into the camera.
Yeah, like it feels like kind of a post regret many years later or something. But
it said all little boys were behind the wall, all watching her with little holes poked into the wall so they could see what she was doing. That's savage.
She was a hottie. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Another.
That was because the power went out, right? That was the reason what happened.
Yeah. There was a story I was reading this week. People were talking about was when Judy Martin and Lelena Kai, the Glamour Girls, they were doing this tour in Japan with All Japan Women in the 80s, and the Jumping Bomb Angels were the WWF Women's Tag Champions at the time. And Moolah called them up and said, "Hey, they want you to win the belts off of them over there in Japan." And they had understood that it was being saved for like something in the future. And so they were trying to get a hold of Vince. They were trying to get a hold of Pat Patterson. They couldn't get a hold of anyone. And Moolah kept telling them, hey, this is what they want. They're telling me this is what they want. Let's do it. So Moolah told All Japan Women, and so they went ahead and they did the title change. They did it via a count out, because you know how titles can change in Japan via count out and stuff. And then they got back to the U.S. and Pat Patterson was like, what the fuck you guys do? You weren't supposed to do that. We were saving it for this. And they fired them and blah, blah, blah. They shelved the titles for, decades or whatever. But I never heard this story before about Moolah sabotaging. Have you all ever heard this story?
No, never. I never knew why they ended the title when they did, when they were just building some momentum with it, and they're like, oh no, let's just throw it in the trash can.
It's funny, after Moolah passed, all of a sudden you start hearing drift of drabs of stuff that she used to do.
There was some of it. There are some rumors about it while she was alive, but after she died, it really came out.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, remember when they were gonna do the the whole thing with the Mania Classic.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be called the Moolah Classic, and they ain't fucking all in up arms about that shit. They're all crazy. They're like, no, how dare you call it the Moolah Classic because you pimped out women? I was like, damn, okay.
She's another person who, history is just not, the more that's uncovered about her, the worse she looked.
Yeah.
A side thing to that whole thread was I saw these people saying, the Jumping Bomb Angels were decades ahead of their time and all this stuff. And I was thinking, like, I guess a lot of people haven't seen the 80s All Japan Women stuff because everyone was doing the same stuff.
Yeah, they were all doing.
They're all doing the same stuff.
Yeah. Everything looked like it was, hitting as hard as a damn Mack truck and really fast spots and but of course, like everybody that's making these comments are watching clips, clip highlight. Reels of this stuff.
Right.
And it's like anything can look good.
Right.
You clip it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I mean, that's
there's some things that will never be again. There'll never be 90s All Japan. Never again. I don't care who tries to emulate it. It will never be again. ECW will never be again. I don't care what. Every company tried to put out a hardcore thing and it flopped miserably because it wasn't ECW. Okay, it will never be again. Just let it be. Just let it be. It was good shit for its time. All Japan was amazing in the 90s. Let it be. That's it. It's done. It's over with. That's it.
Well, honestly, I mean, All Japan was amazing. Up until the Exodus. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, the 70s, the 80s, and 90s.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong. I mean, the thing with me and the 90s, All Japan, is that they had so many repeat matchups.
Yeah. Well, the thing with the repeat matchups, they were trying to tell a story over like years, right?
Right.
In some of those cases, but the thing is, if people didn't follow along, or if you saw things out of order, it doesn't make sense. But
right, and that was the thing about when you're watching stuff on tape, tape trader stuff, especially the guy I got stuff from. I was picking and choosing based on like it's like, oh well, on this list there's
right
there's like 4 New Japan matches I really want to see. So out of the 8 that are on there from the 3 TV shows that they were recorded from, and then there's a little bit of AAA in there, and then there's some All Japan in there, and it just. The dude just made, just weird hodgepodges. It's like he'd fill up a, 4-hour tape, 6-hour tape.
Those were great times.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were like the tape buying and trading stuff were such fun times. People don't get it now because they get everything, anything they can see now.
I still got a working VCR and a tub full of tapes. I still have mine. I still have them. I refuse to give them up. I refuse to transfer them digitally. None of that. Just leave it as is. Because it was good. It was good times back then. All the 90s old Japan stuff I got on tape. All the AAA shit. All that shit.
I would transfer them if I were you.
Yeah.
Just to have an additional copy of it.
True. Yeah, I should.
Because I mean, tapes
do degrade.
Going to run out on you.
Yeah.
It's a finite lifespan for a.
I got my Sony VCR in the tub with the tapes. They're all in one tub. Everything one-stop shopping.
What Zeus was talking about, I talked about in the past in regards to the All Japan Women. Like when I originally saw it, I saw it all out of order, right?
Yeah.
And then when I was introducing Don, my friend Don, to stuff a few years ago, I'm watching it in chronological order for the first time. I seen it all out of order, and now I'm watching it in chronological order. And then when you watch in chronological order, you appreciate some things more than you did like before.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's how. It's funny how you said that, Pedro, because that's how I got it. That's how I was with the ECW. When I first started watching ECW, it was all out of order.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what's happening here with this person. Well, wait a minute. Oh, okay, so then I started buying all the tapes in order. And then all of a sudden, it came on TV in New York at 2:00 in the morning on MSG Network every Friday. So then I started making my own tapes. So then I had everything, all the ECW was in chronological order. I was like, then I can sit down and watch all the whole shit, It was awesome.
Yeah, that's the funny thing too, is that people can't conceive of the fact that ECW was once, syndicated, TV that was like a copy of a copy.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes it was a copy of a copy of a copy.
Yep.
Sent to an affiliate because they didn't, they fucked up and sent somebody out to master or whatever. It's great footage of that early stuff is hard to find.
It is. I'm so grateful I got my shit.
It's not owned by WWE.
No.
I have two things to say. One, James, I put the "You Are on My Mind" song in the chat for you to check out.
Oh, okay,
later.
Cool. Thanks, man.
The other thing was going back to the '90s All Japan discussion real fast. I loved '90s All Japan wrestling when I was first watching all this stuff. Loved it.
It was good shit.
I thought it was like, for a long time, I thought it was like the best stretch of wrestling I'd seen from a promotion like anywhere in a way. But over time, I view it differently now because I think about the cost that these matches put on the wrestlers. I mean, you look at Masawa, you look at even Kobashi, you can see the physical toll.
Yeah.
Have you seen Kawada recently?
I'm afraid to ask.
Well, I mean, he looks like someone who got chewed up and spit out of something, right? I mean, same with Akira Tae, etc. These are people who are just
now. Let's not mistake. Akira Tae looked like a dinosaur in his prime.
Right.
Yeah, he did. I thought he was the old.
he was the brontosaurus.
I always thought Tae was the oldest guy there, but he wasn't.
But I guess one of the things I'm getting at is I don't view the '90s All Japan as rose-colored as I used to, and there are still matches I still hold in very high esteem, right? But I think '70s, especially, and '80s All Japan is in some ways better than the '90s because it was more like the style is more wrestling in a way,
right?
It's not.
Well, it's like the way we remote. Well, it's the same, right? But it's like the same way that we romanticize world class.
Right.
Okay. But but back in the early '80s, I mean, no one put on shows like World Class did. It was the shit.
Yeah, and but like for the context of All Japan 90s, and and for me, I watched a lot more of the New Japan in the 90s, and what it was it was so much less cartoony
Right.
than WWF, and even to an extent with WC. You remember when WCW tried to get cartoony up? They wanted, Jesse Ventura, and he left because they weren't going to try to match with WWF. So I mean, you had these, like the stupid, like the Bodyguard and all, Mr. Hughes and the Ding Dongs and all that stupid crap. I mean, they went through a bad stretch. Oz.
Oh.
I mean, they went through a bad stretch of cartoony stuff too, and that was kind of like, where, the All Japan and the New Japan, is a lot more, less nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
And then when, with ECW, they were, just not trying to play up to any little kids.
No.
They were like, we're not selling vitamins and steroids here. We're just, we're selling cocaine and heroin.
Yeah, pretty much. I used to romanticize All Japan in the 90s where, I would think the ring itself was somebody special because like I always thought that ring was, it was just totally different from any other ring WWF had, NWA had, World Class, etc. That two-tone ring, and it was like the way the crowd was also. To me, it was like totally like I held it on a pedestal. I was like that's the pinnacle. The matches were exciting, and fucking Kawada and all those guys, everybody, they were amazing. And when the Road Warriors would go there, and Terry Funk, and this, that, and the third, and it was insane.
Yeah, we got we got the Steiners.
Yeah, the Steiners. Yeah, they were huge over there.
The Steiners there. We had the Gordy and Williams.
Yeah. And that two-tone ring itself, that ring mat, I was like enamored with that. I was like, wow, that's how wrestling ring should look,
Wrestling.
Yeah, and the fans were they would go apeshit,
Well, they were either very reserved or occasionally it would go apeshit.
Yeah.
I mean,
it seemed to me, it seemed to be apeshit because the way everything was presented with the trophies and the flowers and the streamers.
Oh yeah.
To me, I was like, oh my God,
Yeah, and Pedro reminded me a while back, where he was watching, All Japan Women's, and it was, so over with the schoolgirl crowd, and they were some of the right, Pedro. They were like some of the really earliest Japanese crowds that were really vocal and excited, ballistic.
Have you ever watched when Baba won the NWA championship for the first time?
No, I have not seen that.
No,
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube. It's on YouTube. Where he beats Jack Briscoe for his first NWA championship, because I know he beat Harley Race for later on as well.
2 more times,
all that stuff. Yeah. But if you watch the first one, it is like watching the country of Japan win the World Cup. This is what the crowd gets like. So if you can imagine the Japanese watching, it's like they're winning the World Cup. So you can imagine them just losing their shit. I mean, so the crowds definitely could get that way even in the 70s. The All Japan Women thing is just a very unique crowd, and we haven't seen it like since, because they're so female based, right? We're at the 80s one with the Crush Girls. The 80s crowd with the Crush Girls is just so estrogen driven, and you don't really see. There's no comparison to another thing. It's just a different kind of crowd heat, and it's like a hysterical crowd heat at times. It's just insane.
Yeah, that and I mean, also, when you look at some of the older, All Japan, like when Brody and Hansen would come out, and they were ready to kill some damn people. All the way to the ring, like they're sparking little riots and people trying to get the hell out of the way.
Hansen waving that bull rope like a savage.
Yeah, I mean, Bruiser Brody would bring a chain. A
Yeah,
lot. And like I think it was Luch said is kind of some of the fans, kind of wanted to get, roughed up just to say they got.
Yeah. Like a badge of honor,
Yeah.
Like I got the same man's blood on me. It's a badge of honor.
The crowd went pretty nuts when Fujinami beat Flair.
Oh yeah.
And they really came alive. That Steiners versus Hase and Sasaki match.
Yeah.
I mean, when Hase and Sasaki would do something good, man, they would jump out of their seats.
Oh, Zeus, I don't mean to switch it up, but you mentioned that the theme at WrestleCade this year, but the dragon, right?
I believe it's American Dragon is the.
Yeah, so that Brian Danielson will be there. Ricky Steamboat will show up.
I don't know. Let's run down the.
That would be kind of cool if the dragon himself showed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is called the Year of the American Dragon.
Yeah.
So the fabulous ones are going to be there. Red Velvet, Kerry Morton, Brian Danielson, Rhett Titus,
Crystal Meth,
Crystal Meth,
Buff Bagwell.
Oh no!
Just a gigolo.
The explode! I saw him on that Showtime special. Buff Bagwell being a gigolo. I couldn't do it. He's having sex with like a 70-year-old woman, rich woman, and they're showing it. And I'm like, oh no!
Yeah, but wasn't he also on that one list of escorts for men too?
Yeah. I was like, please don't explode your other calf.
Jimmy Hart, the Mouth of the South, is going to be there.
Oh, that's cool.
Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant's going to be there.
That's nice.
And the Boogeyman himself returns. Victoria Lisa Marie Verone is going to be there.
I've always liked her.
Yeah, she's funny.
Yeah, I like the finisher. It was an awesome finisher, man.
Punky Brewster is going to be there. Ricky Morton. Nick Gage.
Fucking cock and little pee-pee.
Damn it.
Mr. Kennedy.
Mr.
That's right.
So
Miro's wife, Lana, is going to be there.
Oh.
Nikita.
Oh, that's awesome. I love Nikita Koloff.
To Jerry.
Oh, yeah?
Tajiri.
Tajiri's going to be there? That's awesome.
Tajiri.
I love Tajiri, man. He's the man.
I'd love to see Tajiri again.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Conan, K-Dog.
Okay.
He's going to be there. Devon Dudley.
You can ask him directly about his porn preferences.
It's going to cost you $75 to ask him.
Fuck that. I fucking $75 a Devon.
Yeah, Bugsy McGraw and Jimmy Valiant are be together.
Uh-oh.
Get your picture with both of them.
What would it be like if Brian Danielson in his prime, pre-concussion, for Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in his prime? That would be a good fantasy matchup.
No telling. But what about Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Nick Gage?
Oh my God! Somebody shoot him already.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
He'd probably survive.
They get another.
Damn it!
another ladies' night out.
Okay.
On the Sunday.
How could you not mention Effie is going to be there, Zeus?
I don't care.
Surprise appearance by Yoshihashi.
Griff Garrison and his old tag team partner Marcus Cross are going to be there.
Okay.
Lee Johnson, whoever the hell that is.
I mean, I feel like we've seen him on some stuff before, but I don't really off the top of my head.
Lee Johnson?
Yeah, I feel like he's been on the AEW and indie stuff. We've seen. James, I know you got to go soon, right?
Yeah, 5 minutes. Gotta get out of here. I got whores waiting for me.
Julia Hart. Oh, Crazy Steve returns. Maybe Vampiro can come back and have
Lord.
with him.
What, he's gonna show up at WrestleK too. Vampiro's gonna show up at WrestleK.
I'm saying he because remember they had that casket match at the last one, the one you missed, and you know it was like a really short match, and Vampiro got on the mic and he swore up and down that he was gonna avenge this match and he was gonna come back to WrestleK and beat Crazy Steve and put him out of wrestling forever.
Crazy Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Oh, my God.
So,
well,
it should be an interesting show. We'll see. Anything's better than that Crockett Cup. That's for sure. Tyrus. Fuck Tyrus.
So they're going to have a. It looks like they're going to have the Matt Hardy podcast or something live there. Probably on that Sunday.
I hope Tony Cocaine has let Bryan Danielson wrestle, because that'd be kind of cool if he wrestles at WrestleK, you know? Yeah. That'd be a good thing to see.
Oh, yeah.
No bullshit TV drama crap, no AEW bullshit, just Bryan Danielson wrestling, you know?
Well, you can get the T-shirts. The T-shirt looks cool because it's Decade of Mayhem. That's nice.
That's cool. Decade of Mayhem. I like that. That sounds like the traveling whore.
That's no, James. That's the Decade of Mattresses.
Damn.
Damn. Oh, snapples. Wow.
And with that, hey, so next weekend, Zeus will be graduating. Crossing the
Zeus will make it official. He will be graduating. He will move the tassel from one side of his cap to another, and then it'll be a diploma on a pole match where him and Tanahashi will reign supreme.
That's right.
Congratulations, big guy.
Yes, congratulations. Happy birthday again to James.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Big Zeus. Thank you, Pedro.
Enjoy your birthday.
I will have a beer in each of your names, and if I see the traveling whore, I'll give her one too. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. Forget about it.
You're going to give it to her. So we know that.
All right, guys. You have a good one, everybody. Thanks for showing up. Brian Blair, thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks, Brian Bell, for hanging out. We'll check
we'll definitely hope to see you.
Thank you for the gift sub on Pedro's Twitch channel, too.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know what they're talking about, but I'm sure it's funny.
Everyone take care.
All right, bye-bye. Pedro on Twitch with the traveling whore live.
No.
I'll plug your stream. Bling, bling.